Hey, oh my goodness. So today is Tayson's, the 5-year-old. Tayson's very last day of kindergarten. It's his very last day of daycare. It's just crazy. I can't believe school is over. And it's been interesting because they lifted the mask mandate at our schools this past week. So um, it's just kind of like that beautiful. I feel like it's a beautiful change, a beautiful awakening with all of the fantastic things that are starting to happen. I was reflecting back and I was like, man, we did it. Like we made it through this past year with all of the freaking crazy stuff that has been happening. Here we are. Like embrace it a little bit. Take it into, like use that as a beautiful positive energy builder. That, man, that was a lot. Like we've gone through so much, and it's been super cool to see all of the different things that are starting to happen with like people getting together for events. Like I saw somebody post a thing about going to a concert, and I mean, just right, getting back into normal. I mean, our normal lives. It's just, hello. It's just empowering, right? Dad is out feeding horses. No, today is not a stay-at-home day. It's your last day of school today. Do you want to pick out your outfit? His outfit. Like I talk about it like we have outfits. Do you want to pick out your shorts and your t-shirt? You want breakfast first? No. Okay. So I don't know. It's so great. I just literally am filled with just gratitude for just how amazingly beautiful everything feels right now. So we're going to talk about changing your mindset and changing your life. I made a post yesterday, actually lost some people off of my Blocked Emotions energy healing page, probably because I have some people that are not willing to look outside the box. And so, forevermore, that's your own boundary that you're creating. And, I could be wrong. Just some people might have just turned their Facebook page off. But anyways, I had seen lots of people in my community of people that are into little astrology and energy stuff, right? They're all big onto like the shifts of the planets and the moon and all that kind of stuff. And I saw a couple of people making posts about how this specific moon is not for energy regeneration. This specific moon is for finding the stuff in your shadows. And I was like, okay. I had a client once who came to me that had gotten her chart read, and she was so set on the fact that because she was born on a certain day in a certain year that she was doomed, because this person had told her, and she had a printed out piece of paper that specifically said, because you're born on this day, you can never progress or have, I don't remember what it was, so don't quote me on that. Something about like she could never become anything. Like this was a permanent issue where she could not progress in life or ever be happy. And I was like, okay, the power of the mind. And I was like, do you actually have this on a piece of paper? And she was like, yeah. And she'd been carrying it around for, I don't know, like a couple years or something. This beautiful soul. She was like, I would say, I mean, she openly admitted to me that she was really close to just being so devastated that she didn't want to carry on in life anymore. So she had lost her will to survive, her will to thrive. I made her burn that paper. I was like, we're going to light that sucker on fire. And she's like, well, whatever. She was so resistant to it. So I cleared out the resistance first. I'm like, let's clear the resistance. Clearing the resistance to you getting rid of this agreement. We burned the paper. And guess what? She's so happy now. And she's working on starting her own business. And she came from this like little tiny dried up, little tiny shriveled, I don't know what you'd call it. Like, I mean, think of like a little struggling little seedling trying to survive. Like she went from that and she's like a full-blown orchid. Like it's beautiful. And so it's just amazing, the power of the mind. But let's come back to this moon thing. So I've seen so many people be like, it's the full moon, and so I feel horrible. And I was like, do you really feel horrible because it's the full moon, or do you feel horrible because you told yourself it's the full moon? I mean, it's a really good excuse to feel bad. And so mindset. And that was the comment that I made. If you feel like the moon's energy is negative, you just freaking told yourself the moon's energy is negative. So you're going to believe what you think. Stop. And I'm going to have some people be like, no, it's written in the Mayan scrolls. The moon energy is negative, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't really care where it is, what it is. I'll decide for myself because you are creating your reality. That is it. I don't care where it's written or who said it or whatever. I can make myself believe that my skin color is blue if I want to. That is how pliable your brain is. So if I want to decide that the moon's energy is going to be super positive for me and something dramatically abundant is going to happen, then that's exactly what happens. And I will tell you that is exactly what happened to me this morning. I was just talking to Dave about it. I was working on something and I only had a set amount of money to spend. And I was like, I don't know what to do because everything that I'm trying to invest this in for what I was looking at is way more than the exact amount of money that I had. And I was like, how do I turn this into more? I need to turn this amount of money that I have sitting here into more because that's what I need to be able to invest into my next step of my business. And I'm like, I literally looked at it yesterday and I was like, okay, this is exactly how much I have. I'm like, I almost need it to be triple. I suck at math. I'm so like, it's embarrassing. Okay, let's just calculate this. I know, I'm embarrassing myself. No, I needed it to be like 4 times what I had. Okay, there we go. 3.5. I needed it to be about 3.5 times what I had sitting there. So we're not talking like I just need a little more. I needed 3.5 times what I actually had saved. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make this work. I'm like, I'm going to take the amount of money that I have sitting here and I am going to manifest that it becomes exactly what I need. I wasn't sure. Here's the kicker. Don't try to figure that out because am I realistically, like physically, am I taking a dollar bill and turning it into $100 bill? No, that's not what we're talking about. It's about making a situation work for you. That's what it is. It's aligning and changing the energy around a situation so that it plays out in your favor. So that's what I'm talking about. Not realistically, physically changing the actual physical currency into 3.5 times what I needed. But what happened was that through beautiful connections and being able to be aligned with saying or asking the right question to someone, I was able to get exactly what I was looking for. And I didn't resist it, right? I wasn't sitting there thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to make it work? This isn't working for me. How am I going to make it work? No, clear that out because otherwise all I'm telling myself is this isn't working for me. So living in the moment and saying to myself, this is going to work for me. This is working for me. This is working for me today. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm allowing it to come to me. And then this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, this feels like the right thing. So I'm talking with someone. I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, oh, by the way, you can do this. And suddenly the exact amount of money was aligned with what I was trying to do before. It's just that another channel opened up. And the person was like, oh, hey, by the way, I'll offer this to you and let you do this. And I was like, oh, like I totally freaked out. I was like, I'm flipping out right now. Like, this is so amazing. And I got exactly what I was after with exactly what I had available to use. Sometimes when we do this and we're trying to align and manifest positive things for ourselves, we're trying too hard to make it look exactly how we want it to look. So instead of sitting back and like, maybe you're in the alignment that you really need a different career. Don't try to force this specific job. You want to sit back and be like, okay, I'm doing everything in my power to align myself with what I need. And now I'm going to let that come to me instead of waking up every morning and being like, I got to find this job. I got to find this job. I got to find this opportunity. I have to find this job, because then you start saying to yourself, so, the first day you're like, I got to find it. I got to find it. You wake up the next day and it hasn't happened yet. So now I got to find it turns into it's not working out for me. I'm not finding my job. And now what have we done? Now we're manifesting every day. I'm not finding the job I need. It's not working out for me. And there we go. Now we're giving off negative and we're attracting negative. So no matter what, you're never going to find that right job. When if you just sit with yourself and be like, I'm allowing this to happen in the moment. This is happening for me now. This is happening for me. I'm making connections. I'm finding the right thing. I'm bringing it in. I'm being led to the space and the place that I need to be at. And you allow yourself to feel that connection and to feel that opportunity happening. And the thing that you're focusing on is you are absolutely removing the resistance from that. And beautiful things will happen for you. Okay, there you go. I got to hop off. I hope you have a beautiful day. The sun is coming in. I can see it's beautifully going across my crystals and recharging. So here we go. This is what I want to leave with you. Believe that okay, there's so much going on my phone. Okay, let me just clear that out. Okay, just remember what you believe is true. So harness that energy, harness that power, live in the moment right now. What is it right now? I am happy today. And then I'm not waiting for something to happen to make me happy. I am successful today, right now, in this moment, and I'm attracting it. It's beautiful. Okay, love you guys. Have a beautiful